¿Cómo podría ser verdad? Last night I dreamt of San Pedro.
Just like I never gone, I knew the song. Young girl with eyes like boom. Right. Good morning, Roundtablers. Welcome to this Friday edition of the Roundtable. I'm Raymond Price. That's Madonna, and with me this morning is my beautiful co-host, Callie.
Hello, world. Hello, everybody. I guess who recommended that song today? It wasn't just by chance.
And joining us with us at the Roundtable this morning. So his profile says business consultant and speaker, but I'm going to add to that one, guru. The only guru I actually know in real life.
Yes.
Professor Azan is with us.
This is our Gandhi. Is Gandhi our content?
Yeah, this is our Gandhi, right?
It's an honor. It's an honor.
Welcome to the Roundtable.
Thank you. Always happy to be here. Always happy to be
How
here.
have you been?
Pretty good. I'm almost sure since I've been here, got married, went to Alaska, been to South Africa, and circled back, and now we're here.
No, a second. So, just saying, I won't call my executive producer by name, but if our guest gets to go to Alaska and South Africa, walk on for weeks.
It's a round table. It's an equal round table. Something has to give.
Equal rights and justice, right?
Yes, equal.
So we're going to hop right into our social buzz this morning.
Behind the scenes. This is a big moment for me because presenting in school, I always took the back seat, not the front seat, but I'm here today. When Miss Mooney called me earlier this year to ask me for potential guests for, guest speaker for this graduation, my heart stopped because I thought she was suggesting me to come here and inspire you guys, you graduates, parents, and everyone. My friend Raymond Price was beside me, and I turned to him and I said, Raymond, you have a graduation next time and you will be there. And he said, okay. And I told Miss Moody right there and then that Raymond would be there.
So let me tell you quickly about that video, right? Every cloud has a silver lining, and Beryl came with a lot of clouds. One of the silver linings, that's Natasha Liu. She is one of the members of the production team here. She says she's shy, right? So I was supposed to be the guest speaker at that graduation ceremony. It should have been last Wednesday when Beryl came, and then it was rescheduled to a day I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it happen with my schedule. So I sent her the speech, and she gave what is an awesome presentation. So, Jeffrey, you now have a new colleague in the network of motivational speakers. So, congratulations to
Good job,
Natasha. Yep, that's a silver lining from Beryl. Beryl gave birth to a new motivational speaker.
There you go.
All right.
We need more.
We need more, right?
We need more.
So, Natasha, I'll give you Jeffrey's number after the program. Now, up next is a bag of things. So for me, I chose this one today, right? And I think that it's about time working with Bridget and Jane and Gary to be able to finally choose something. So we'll see in the comments tomorrow as to whether or not people support the choice. And if they don't, I didn't choose it. But if they do, I chose it.
So we decided to give Jane a break at this point. I feel like we've been working with Jane for several months. Like we should really be able to find our own outfits for the show. So Raymond is there. I am here. This is what I've chosen in this amazing store that is it's just overwhelming to find what you need. But I think I found it. Tell me what you think. Jane, are we good? Listen. So Jane, she's magic, right?
Yeah.
She will walk into that store that you see there. She just closes her eyes, picks up the first thing, swipes it, and that is what you're wearing for the show.
Oh.
Yeah.
You guys think it's a simple thing, but it's an art. To be able to know your body, know your host, know their style. So Raymond and I happened to end up at our fitting yesterday, and we're like, let's surprise Jane.
Yeah.
Let's show her that her work has not been in vain, and we have what it takes to choose our own outfits for the show.
And this is me coming from choosing using stripes and plaid
Right.
and all sorts of things that don't work.
We were
so
a
I
mess
feel
when we
good.
just came here. She would just be like, oh my, we were, poor us.
Yeah, good job, Jane.
I hope do you approve Jane? Where's Jane?
She's probably out there saying,
Oh my
don't call my name. I had nothing to do with that. By the way, guys, before we go to something hot, so this is one of the gifts presented yesterday to Natasha. It has my name on it, but in truth, it belongs to her because she really did a great job. And I'm supposed to scratch my name off the plaque and write her name on it.
I'm
so,
emotional today.
yeah.
That's so nice.
It's a good day.
I just like that we support each other here. Like, she completely took your thing and ran with it.
Yeah, man, she did a good job.
Amazing.
So I see
Oh my
something hot
gosh.
coming. I'm going to trade this for
Okay,
this.
basket.
There you go, Abby. And our topic this morning is Take Two, my do-over list.
Ooh.
Yeah, what did we do once before that didn't go how it should or could have that we want to make redress about?
Oh, boy.
So now you know why you're here, bro.
We get a free session from our Gandhi.
You know that name is gonna stick, right?
really?
You're Jamaica's Gandhi. All right, so how important is it, Jeffrey, to acknowledge where you have erred and to actually make amends to the person who you've wronged?
So it's wider than the individual to individual state. Many years ago, I kind of came to my own realization that I think life is always teaching us lessons. And it's one of those things that is the reverse of how school taught us. Like I heard a quote one time, school teaches in the wrong manner. They educate, they test, and then they assess. So
Okay.
you fail.
Yeah.
Life is the reverse. You fail.
Wow.
It starts with the assessment, and then you learn the lesson, and then you get to apply it in life.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I came to my understanding, life
so
is
good.
always teaching you a lesson. So if you keep getting something wrong, it's a lesson continuously coming back until you get a chance to get it right, until you get what it is that I need to get from it and move forward. And so the same is true for individuals. If you and I are having disagreement or challenges in our relationship, what's the lesson that I'm supposed to learn from it? Is it how we interact? Is it how we speak? Sometimes it's less about what we say and how we say it.
Oh, absolutely.
And so the different lessons come about, but most importantly, are you ready to learn a lesson?
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we go to Cali and then we continue this discussion. Well said.
It's all about your love. Like all about your love. Really like for just feel the vibe for just. Spend my life for you, I die for us, fight for us. Spend my life for you. Young king of
I can hear Jamaica said, don't sing again, please. No matter what he's singing again. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to leave the DJ to his stuff.
Right.
So welcome back. This morning's topic is Take Two, my do-over list. And Jeffrey just explained to us the concept of learning first from your failings, then you assess, and then you change, which
Correct.
is the real
lesson.
proof of education.
Absolutely.
Cali.
Yeah, I think the most surprising thing to me in life is that I've gotten to this age, this very young age, and I'm still learning so much. There are things and lessons that are still so fresh, and I'm like, why? And I think the most beautiful thing God has done for me is give me children, and that is in a sense, and I don't even know you can tell me if it's right or wrong, but I feel that's how I get to do it over, whether mistakes were made, where I didn't know I had a voice or I made certain mistakes, and now I can offer them the wisdom that I didn't have at their age. I can just be candid with them.
Right.
And so I think that is where I think it's a gift, in a sense.
I mean, if I was to throw my 2 cents in there,
Yes.
what it is that for many teachers, what you're going through is you're going through the greatest learning period. Could I say you learn?
So this is normal.
Yeah, man, you learn when
thank
you
you, Jesus.
teach,
Okay, I see
not
what
the
you mean.
other way around. So, you say, wash your hands.
Right.
And they say, why? And now you have to go, okay, well, that. And, it goes back to one of my favorite quotes where it's typically attributed to Albert Einstein. I don't really know if he's the one who said it, but he says if you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you really don't know it.
Oh, so that means you haven't really processed it.
You haven't
your
really
own
processed
self.
it. You don't really understand it. Maybe you're just repeating, you know, via rote. But if you really understand it, then you should be able to also simplify it. You should be able to draw analogies. You should be able to connect it. So one of the things kids give us an opportunity to do is really stop and ask ourselves, do I know the thing that I'm telling them?
And it's healing in that same breath. Oh,
major.
it's wonderful.
Major.
It's
So
wonderful.
one of the things I want to raise is the ability to achieve self-awareness, to know that you could have responded differently or reacted, or you respond instead of react, right? Because I'm still
Yes.
learning that there's a big difference between responding
Responding
and
instead of
reacting.
reacting. Ugh.
So I've decided to stop reacting. So don't bother with the weaponized comments. I'm not going to react. And I start responding, which is to take it in stride, you know, honor the perspective that a person is coming from and forgive them.
That's very mature, Raymond.
Yeah. Oh, it's a constant
Exhausting
struggle.
is what it is.
Yeah.
Preach,
It's
Jeffrey,
exhausting.
preach it,
No,
you
man.
know. But to what extent, though, is it necessary? Because if you know you've wronged somebody and then you've come to that awareness,
Right.
why is it still necessary, or is there any benefit to go to the person, if you still can, and say, when this happened, I should not have done X or Y?
There are a number of different ways that we could address that and talk about it. I mean, the first one is cleaning the slate. You know, it's even in our own private lives. We do something that we're not particularly proud of. Nobody else knows that we've done it, and yet it still lingers in the back of our mind throughout life. It might be guilt, it might be consciousness, it might be shame, and all of those things. So
Condemnation.
first thing is, you know, you're getting a chance to clear the slate. I don't have to carry this thing anymore. I don't have to think about this thing anymore. I've said my piece and I've let it go. You know, like one of the things, me and my dad, we have an estranged relationship and all of that. And at one point when I was getting into the relationship with a woman I'm now married to, I was like, I need to try and fix things with him. And I was like, do I want to like go through all of that? Do I want to take two and try this whole relation thing? And I was like, hold on, but we can do it differently. And so I reached out to him and I was like, I'm not saying this is opening the door. This is not saying we're best of friends, but I'm just letting you know, I forgive you and I release. And just me doing that, irrespective of how he took it, I was like, whew, all right, I can move on. I can go into this relationship. So a lot of the time, just kind of coming forth with it, as you said, thinking about it and responding to the scenario as a whole instead of just reacting to how I emotionally feel in the moment, for us is an opportunity to clear the slate. And I think clean slates help us to move forward the best. You can't take notes on a full page.
I'm telling you, I'm feeling the energy. I can talk. I mean, it's
you
good.
really can't take notes on a full page. So you have to turn over the new page or clean the slate.
Start over.
See what I told you?
Beautiful.
This is the only guru I know in life, and I don't think I need to know another one. So on that point of cleaning the slate, so a colleague of mine that I've met over the last couple of months, she has a way, her name is Dr. Debbie Ann Chambers, and she has a way of saying you have to be kind, not just to the other person, but kind to yourself, and patient with your memories, because the point is sometimes we remember something, we either romanticize it when it really wasn't romantic, or we worsen it than it really was. So you have to be patient in processing that.
Patient with your memories.
So.
And I'll give an example, and I'm sure it's huge for people, you know. So I've been divorced, and I've been through an eternal process, it feels like, of what it looks like to forgive myself, because now that I've had children, I blame myself for I brought these perfect beings into this life, and this is what I've brought for them, and this is the mess I've caused, and I've messed up generations because of this. And so I've been really going into figuring out how to, you know, I'm still healing. I could tear up, you know, because I do know that I believe it, even though I've gone so far from where I've coming from, and just seeing all the beautiful things that have happened from this, but just wishing, I feel like a failure, wishing I had gotten it right, you know what I mean? And just how do I be kind to myself with such a life-altering, not like you tell a one lie or you deal with a one colleague, but for all the Jamaicans out there on YouTube, everybody, what happens when you've messed up something life-altering. Like you've
I
been to
mean,
prison, you do drugs,
The reality is you're going to screw up something.
Yeah.
Jeffrey,
Yeah, we have to stop. We have to stop on that break.
first because
I'm
this is
gonna cry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry in a break.
two reasons for the break because I can't handle tears. So we're gonna go for a quick break. We will return. Time for final thoughts and Jeffrey responds to the point that Callie put on the table. So I know the song never says shoulder fair fling, but it's one of the dances I think I can.
It's not the one that you invented. No, that was Bogle.
I invented Bogle. All right, so back for a quick break. Before Jeffrey gives his final thoughts, Callie had a quick point to make.
Yes, we're talking about life-altering mistakes that we've made. So not the smaller ones, and And so I was talking about my divorce, and I think the biggest thing that helped me, I was away, and somebody looked at me in my eyes and just said, Callie, there is no condemnation, for there is therefore no condemnation to those who are in Christ Jesus. And I think that helped me big time. I'd been so condemned for so much of my life, and that gave me the first piece of freedom where my shoulders could be like, okay, God, you know, and so how we can move forward.
Oh, no, for sure.
So I'm throwing the rest off to you to help me pull off the other half.
I mean, the first thing is context.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the time we can shift our context to situations. You're not the first person to go through a divorce, and you're not going to be the last person to go through a divorce.
Yeah.
Right? But the point is that what are you going to do with that information now? My mom went through a really nasty divorce, a very public situation with everything that happened with my dad. But the reality is she's now turned around and she's in women's group and she's giving them context and they're like, I don't know, I'll go shoot. But she's like, don't worry, life going to go on. So let's, what's going to happen tomorrow?
Yeah.
And so the first thing is context. How can you shift the context of the situation?
Yes.
And not just for yourself, but you talk about, you know, I've screwed it up for my kids and generations. How can you take this and make it context for them?
Lovely,
You know,
lovely.
I am here today, and I always say this, I am here today because of the screw up between my dad and my mom. I found speaking, I found helping others, I found the power of words, I found the power of language through that very dark situation. And so you won't get to any highs unless you go through some valleys. You're not going to build strength without struggle.
Right? Just show up your
Right? So the whole idea...
Please, I can't get those notes.
The whole idea of take two of doing it over is strength in the struggle.
Yeah.
Mad
Right?
thing, yeah.
Well, all right, I messed up first. Can I admit that?
Yes.
And then from that, what can I take
The admitting
from it?
part is hard, you know. I will go over it really quickly, but confessing that I've made a mistake.
Oh, yeah.
I've had colleagues where I've probably said things I shouldn't, and it takes me like a good month, and I'm mulling over it. I'm in the mirror, I'm like, do I want to say it? But I didn't really mean to say sorry. And you go over and over and over. So I just want to say that it's a huge step. So give grace to yourself if you've not mad. How long did it take you to confront that?
The first time I ever spoke about my father was on stage 3 years after I began speaking, which would probably be 8 years since the incident.
Okay.
So for my final thoughts,
Yes.
everything that Callie said, everything that Jeffrey said,
Cheating. Yes.
I might be, but there's such value in it.
Yes.
And I think for me, the most important lesson I've learned recently is to be kind to yourself.
Yes.
Sometimes we're hardest on ourselves, and that just tells you that you have a compass in you, that you know true north, east, west, and south. You know what's right and what is wrong. You were speaking about that voice in your head. That voice actually comes to me in the voice of my actual maternal grandmother.
Grandma.
Yes, so listen to
We
the...
love Grandma.
I'm saying, guys, really I am, but listen to the voices in your head and
Just
be a
don't
better
answer
person. No, that's all we have time for the Roundtable this Friday. Listen to the voices, but don't answer them. That's where I keep going wrong.
That's the fine line.
Thank you to our guests, as I said, Jamaica's #1 guru, Jeffrey Azan, business consultant and motivational speaker, and to my co-host, Callie, who is doing an awesome job. I've met her two brilliant, beautiful daughters. You're doing an awesome job,
Thank you.
right?
Thank you.
So have a fantastic weekend, Roundtablers, and remember, be good, be on purpose, and be kind to yourselves.
Yes,
have a great
that's
weekend.
good. That's good.
What you to feel